Think of legendary figures, from ancient strategists like Sun Tzu and Machiavelli to the cold, calculating villains of film and literature. They don't need to raise their voices to dominate their opponents, nor do they rush to prove their power. Instead, they control through composure, observing from the shadows and striking only when the perfect moment arrives. Silence is not merely an absence of sound, it is a razor-sharp weapon. In Sun Tzu's Art of War, silence forms the foundation of deception and strategic advantage. Machiavelli in The Prince emphasizes that a wise ruler never reveals their true intentions. And in modern psychology, the most effective controllers are often not the loudest in the room, but the ones who observe, calculate, and manipulate from the shadows. So why is silence so unsettling? And how have some of history's most powerful figures, from politics to pop culture, used it as a tool of control and manipulation? Join us in today's video as we uncover the secrets behind the power of silence and why true dominance never needs to speak. Consider that pivotal moment when you shared an idea before it was fully formed, perhaps in a meeting or a casual conversation. In that instant, you may have inadvertently diminished its potential impact, or worse, given others the opportunity to seize it for themselves. This scenario highlights a crucial truth. Silence, in this context, is not a passive state, but an active and powerful choice. Imagine a lion stealthily prowling the savannah, its presence masked by the tall grass. It doesn't roar or announce its intentions. Instead, it waits, keenly observing its surroundings, studying the movements of its prey. Then, when the moment is just right, it strikes with unparalleled precision and force. In contrast, those who speak too freely often expose their vulnerabilities, laying bare their plans and intentions for all to see. This tendency to fill the air with noise can stem from insecurity, a desperate attempt to fill the silence with words, as if doing so will somehow validate their thoughts or ideas. Yet true strength lies in the ability to embrace silence, to recognize it as a powerful tool that reflects confidence in oneself and one's capabilities. Mastery in communication is not merely about what is said, it's equally about what remains unspoken. Silence can be a strategic advantage, allowing you to control the narrative and maintain an air of mystery. But let's be clear, silence is not just the absence of sound. It encompasses the ability to refrain from impulsive reactions. It's about mastering your emotions, staying composed in the face of chaos, and observing the unfolding situation with clarity. In moments of crisis, the strength of restraint becomes evident. It's the ability to withstand external pressures, to resist the urge to react hastily, and to maintain a level head when emotions run high. This self-control empowers you to act strategically, making decisions based on careful observation rather than knee-jerk reactions. When you cultivate this skill, you position yourself as a thoughtful participant in any scenario, whether in personal relationships or professional settings. You become the calm in the storm, the one who can assess the landscape and choose the best course of action. In a world that often values noise over substance, embracing silence and restraint can set you apart, allowing you to navigate challenges with grace and effectiveness. Ultimately, it's this mastery of silence and self-control that transforms you into a formidable force, capable of influencing outcomes and commanding respect without uttering a single word. How can you apply this wisdom in your daily life? How about starting by setting aside some moments for silence? It doesn't have to be extensive, just a few minutes to get away from the noise of everyday life. Take a deep breath and listen to your own inner voice. What would be the impact of setting aside just 15 minutes of your day for this practice? Try it for a week and see the changes in your mental clarity and decision-making ability. Also, when you're in a situation of conflict or tension, try to observe more and speak less. Remember the lion in the savannah. Before reacting, breathe and evaluate your options, noticing the power that silence can give you. Silence, when wielded effectively, serves as both a protective shield and a sharp sword that strikes with precision at the opportune moment. As an ancient Chinese proverb wisely states, "He who knows does not speak, he who speaks does not know." This encapsulates a profound truth about the nature of wisdom and communication. The journey toward mastery involves a continuous quest to refine your perception, to grasp the immense power of calmness and control, and to apply this wisdom across all facets of your life. Silence transcends mere absence of sound. It embodies an immeasurable force, a strategic tool that empowers you to observe, comprehend, and act decisively, much like a master orchestrating the symphony of their own existence. Now, let's delve deeper into the remarkable power of observation. Observation is not simply about seeing, it's about truly perceiving the world around you, absorbing intricate details, and uncovering the hidden meanings that lie beneath the surface. Consider the image of a detective arriving at a chaotic crime scene. Instead of succumbing to the confusion, this detective remains composed, meticulously examining every detail, every strand of hair, every footprint, every subtle clue that others might overlook. They don't rush to conclusions or act impulsively. Instead, they gather evidence, analyze it thoughtfully, and seek the truth that often hides behind the apparent disorder. Being a patient observer is akin to stepping into a vast library filled with knowledge, where you have the luxury of time to read every book and understand the nuances of each narrative. This practice allows you to grasp the dynamics of various situations, enabling you to identify opportunities and potential dangers that might elude the untrained eye. The psychology behind observation is profound. It encourages us to break free from automatic responses, to challenge our own assumptions, and to pursue a more comprehensive understanding of the world around us. It's about disconnecting from your own narrative to fully absorb the stories and circumstances of others. In a world that often prioritizes noise and haste, the ability to observe patiently can set you apart. It cultivates a deeper awareness of your environment and the people within it. This heightened awareness not only enhances your understanding, but also sharpens your intuition, allowing you to navigate complex social dynamics with grace and confidence. Imagine being in a meeting where everyone is vying for attention, each voice louder than the last. The one who listens intently, who observes the subtle shifts in body language and tone, holds a distinct advantage. They can discern the underlying tensions, the unspoken agreements, and the true motivations of those around them. Moreover, the art of observation fosters empathy. By truly seeing others, you begin to understand their perspectives, their struggles, and their aspirations. This connection can transform interactions, turning mere exchanges into meaningful dialogues. It allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, creating a space for genuine communication and collaboration. Ultimately, mastering the power of silence and observation equips you with the tools to navigate life's complexities with finesse. It empowers you to act with intention, to choose your words carefully, and to engage with the world in a way that is both impactful and authentic. In this dance of silence and observation, you become not just a participant in life, but a master of your own destiny, capable of influencing outcomes and forging deeper connections with those around you. The one who observes learns to read people, not just by what they say, but by what they demonstrate, by their facial expressions, body language, and tone of voice. They perceive what is said and what is omitted, and with that, they understand the motivations and intentions of the person in front of them. How can this be a tool of power? Well, the power of information is immense. The one who observes accumulates knowledge, and knowledge is power. By perceiving the strengths and weaknesses of others, your own, the patterns of behavior, and the dynamics of each situation, you position yourself as a more conscious player on the board of life. Being a patient observer doesn't mean staying inert, but preparing to act with wisdom. It's like an archer who prepares to shoot an arrow. They observe the target, assess the wind conditions, adjust their aim, and only then shoot with precision. It's not about acting without thinking, but about acting with full awareness and discernment. How can you cultivate the ability to be a patient observer? First, practice mindfulness in your daily life. Instead of performing tasks on autopilot, dedicate all your attention to each moment, observing the details and perceiving the nuances. When you're talking to someone, don't get distracted by your cell phone or your own thoughts. Listen carefully, observe the other person's expressions, the tone of their voice. How about, for example, during one day, trying to observe people on your daily commute and paying attention to their behaviors and attitudes? This can give you many lessons about human nature. Also, set aside time to reflect on your own actions and behaviors. How do you feel in different situations? What are your triggers? What kind of reactions do you usually have? By observing yourself, you begin to know yourself better, understanding your strengths and weaknesses, and learning how to better deal with situations in your daily life. As the Greek philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not events that disturb men, but their opinions about events." The patient observer understands that perception is key to a fuller life, and that by cultivating this ability, they become the master of their own destiny, transforming the chaos of life into order, learning, and opportunity. It's a path of self-knowledge that allows us to navigate the world with clarity, wisdom, and a silent force that emanates from attentive observation and a deep understanding of the dynamics of life. Now let's unravel the mechanisms by which silence and observation transform into control. It's a subtle process, often invisible, but with undeniable power. Like a chess master who moves the pieces on the board with strategy, the silent observer also uses their actions and the absence of them to guide events in their favor. Think about how silence can be used as a tool of persuasion. When someone tries to pressure you to make a decision and you don't react immediately, you gain time to analyze the situation, to think about your options, and you don't get carried away by the pressure of the moment. Silence, in this case, becomes a form of resistance, a way of asserting your control over the situation. But that's not all. Silence also allows you to create an environment of mystery and expectation. People tend to wonder what your intentions are, what you are plotting, and as this absence of information can awaken their curiosity and imagination, they end up projecting power and control onto you. It's like a magician who creates the illusion through their absence, letting the imagination of those who watch complete the scene. Invisible manipulation is a concept that may sound negative, but in reality, it is a skill that can be used for good as well as for evil. It is the ability to influence people without them realizing they are being influenced through actions or the absence of them. It's like a garden that is cultivated in secret, each plant being pruned, each fertilizer being put in place without the outside world noticing the transformation that is taking place. The power of waiting is another essential mechanism for control. The one who knows how to wait knows the right time to act. It's like a fisherman who casts their net into the sea and patiently waits for the right moment to pull it in, knowing that patience will bring a greater reward. The one who hurries often makes mistakes and wastes opportunities, while the one who knows how to wait reaps the fruits at the right time with precision and effectiveness. How can you apply these mechanisms in your daily life? First, learn to control your impulsive reactions. Before responding to a provocation, take a deep breath, observe the situation, and decide whether it's the right time to act or not. Don't get carried away by anger or frustration, but act with calm and rationality. How about, for example, starting to practice waiting in everyday situations, such as lines, meetings, or traffic? Try not to get irritated or impatient, but just observe what is happening and take the opportunity to reflect on your own emotions. In addition, learn to use silence as a communication tool. When you are in a negotiation or a discussion, don't rush to speak. Listen carefully to what the other person has to say. Ask questions, observe their reactions, and let the silence do its work. Silence, in this context, is like a conductor who leads the orchestra of communication, creating pauses that increase the impact of your words. Speech is silver, silence is golden, says the proverb. The mechanisms of control are revealed in the ability to observe, act, wait, and use silence with mastery, not to dominate, but to understand the world and oneself. It's the dance between action and inaction, speech and silence, that allows us to transform each moment into an opportunity to build a fuller and more fulfilling life. It's a way of mastering impulses and understanding the flow of life, always remaining in control of your actions and reactions on the board of life. Now, let's delve into one of the most intriguing and powerful strategies, the strategy of emptiness. At first glance, this concept may seem paradoxical, but the art of creating spaces of power through absence is a sophisticated technique employed by great strategists and leaders throughout history. Consider those moments when the absence of a person or a specific element creates a far greater impact than their presence ever could. It's akin to a blank canvas, where the absence of color generates infinite expectations and possibilities, inviting the imagination to fill in the gaps. Control through absence manifests in the ability to remain uninvolved, to maintain a certain distance, and to create a vacuum that naturally draws the attention and interest of others. This strategy is not about being physically absent. Rather, it's about cultivating a presence that is felt even in silence. Emptiness, in this context, is not a lack, but an opportunity. A chance to step back from the trivialities of everyday life and observe the world from a broader perspective. The power of non-action is another essential aspect of the strategy of emptiness. It does not imply passivity. Instead, it emphasizes the importance of acting with intention. It's the ability to refrain from impulsive reactions, to resist the urge to fill every moment with activity or noise. Imagine a river that flows effortlessly, navigating around obstacles rather than confronting them head-on. This approach allows for a more graceful passage through life's challenges, finding a way through non-resistance. Moreover, the power of mystery plays a crucial role in utilizing emptiness to spark curiosity and imagination in others. The less you reveal about yourself, your plans, and your intentions, the more people are inclined to wonder about you. This intrigue transforms you into a captivating figure, much like a closed box that invites speculation and fascination. The absence of information can be a powerful tool, compelling others to engage with you in deeper ways as they seek to uncover the layers beneath the surface. So, how can you effectively apply the strategy of emptiness in your life? First, start by creating spaces of silence in your conversations and interactions. Instead of feeling the need to fill every moment with words, allow silence to speak for itself. This can create an environment ripe for reflection, where the other person has the opportunity to process what has been said. Consider implementing this practice in meetings where discussions often become a cacophony of voices, with little time for thoughtful consideration. The next time you find yourself in such a setting, try to speak less and observe more. Pay attention to the dynamics at play, noting how silence influences the atmosphere and the responses of those around you. By embracing the strategy of emptiness, you not only enhance your own presence, but also empower others to engage more thoughtfully. This approach fosters deeper connections and encourages a more meaningful exchange of ideas. Ultimately, the art of emptiness allows you to navigate life with a sense of purpose and clarity, transforming absence into a source of strength and influence. In a world that often values noise over substance, mastering this strategy can set you apart, enabling you to leave a lasting impact without uttering a single word. In addition, learn to distance yourself from situations that don't add value to you. Don't feel obliged to participate in every discussion or activity, but choose wisely where you will invest your energy and time. Your absence in these cases can be more impactful than your presence. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, says the popular saying. Try, for example, to abstain from social media for a few hours or a whole day. See how this will give you more time to dedicate yourself to other things, and how this absence will make you feel less need to be always connected. The strategy of emptiness is a path that invites us to step away from the rush of everyday life, to distance ourselves from the noise of the world, and to reconnect with our own essence. It's an invitation to cultivate silence, observation, and mystery, transforming absence into a source of power, clarity, and self-knowledge. It's the dance of presence and absence, of sound and silence, that allows us to master the nuances of life and achieve a new form of power, subtle and effective. In the end, understanding that not acting can have a much greater effect than action itself brings us to the apex of our journey, the mastery of control. Mastering silence, the art of observation, the power of containment, and the strategy of emptiness takes us to a level of control that goes beyond the superficial. It's the conquest of a power that doesn't impose itself but emanates from wisdom, self-knowledge, and the ability to connect with the flow of life. Mastering silence is not just knowing when to be quiet, but knowing when to speak and how to use words to impact and influence. It's the ability to create strategic pauses, to let silence do its work, to use words with precision and intention. It's like a conductor who leads an orchestra, controlling the rhythm and the melody, making each instrument play in harmony. The art of observation is revealed in the ability to perceive the details, the nuances, and what lies hidden in the subtext. It's the ability to read people, to understand their motivations, and to anticipate their movements. It's like a strategist who studies the battlefield, analyzes the strengths and weaknesses of the enemy, and plans every move carefully. The power of containment manifests in the ability to control emotions, not to be carried away by impulses, and to remain calm in crisis situations. It's the ability to remain serene in the face of chaos, not to lose your head, and to act with rationality. It's like a martial arts master who controls their movements, deflects the opponent's blows, and waits for the right moment to counterattack. How can we achieve this mastery of control? First, practice self-awareness. Observe your thoughts, your emotions, your behaviors. Ask yourself, why am I acting like this? What are my triggers? How can I improve? Self-knowledge is the basis of all control. How about starting a journal in which you write down your reflections, your perceptions, and your discoveries? This will help you identify your patterns of behavior, your strengths, and your weaknesses. Also, practice conscious breathing. Whenever you feel anxious, irritated, or frustrated, take a few deep breaths. Observe your breathing and bring your mind to the present. Breathing is a powerful tool that connects you with your center and helps you control your emotions. Try taking a few deep breaths whenever you feel under pressure and see how this helps you stay calm. Finally, learn to forgive yourself. We all make mistakes, and it's important to accept our failures and learn from them. Don't be too hard on yourself. Move forward with more wisdom and compassion. He who conquers others is strong. He who conquers himself is mighty, said Lao Tzu. The mastery of control is a continuous journey, a relentless search for self-knowledge and self-control. It is a path that leads us to a level of power that doesn't impose itself but conquers through wisdom, patience, and compassion. It is the art of living in harmony with oneself and the world, transforming each moment into an opportunity to grow and evolve. It is the culmination of silence, observation, containment, and emptiness, which allows us to master the art of life and become the masters of our own destiny. Controlling words holds significant power in shaping our experiences and interactions. Words can uplift or harm, influence thoughts, and even dictate the course of our lives, making it essential to choose them wisely and with intention. What are your thoughts on the power of controlling language in relation to today's content? Feel free to share your perspective in the comments section below the video. Thank you for watching. If you learned something from this video, please subscribe to the Top Hidden Knowledge channel for more content on wisdom, spirituality, and personal growth. Or if you have time, check out other videos on this channel. Until next time.